Welcome back to Plant Life Project. Well, some of you have asked that I show in detail how I made the water filter system in my 75-gallon Riparium. Well, today is the day, so let's jump right in. It all started when I was at Lowe's in the garden section, and I found this 24-inch long by 6-inch wide window box planter. And I thought, that is exactly what I need for my Riparium plants. And I bet I could make a water filter out of it as well. But how do I support it with all the weight of the substrate that would go in this? It would be too heavy to hang from the back or the sides of the tank, but I needed something substantial that could also blend in. So while I was looking through all of my supplies, I remembered that I had a 6-inch diameter PVC pipe that was intended for another project, but it just didn't work out. And so I thought that would be a good strong material to support the weight of that planter. So I sketched out some ideas, and I concluded that if I cut the pipe in half lengthwise, then I could use half of it to be the support, the platform, and the other half I could make legs to support the platform. The platform piece was cut 46 inches long to run the entire length inside of the tank. I used a saw and a grinder to form the top of the legs so that the platform would rest securely on top of them. And before setting up the stand in the tank, I put some scrap pieces of plastic grid under the legs in order to help distribute the weight over the bottom of the tank. And with the stand in place, I put pieces of foam on either end of the platform to act as spacers between the platform and the glass sides of the tank, thereby preventing it from falling to the side. Now, given the semicircle shape of the legs, it was very stable and it could not fall forward unless I was just trying to make it fall. If you were enjoying this content so far, I would appreciate a thumbs up from you. And if you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and do it now. Hit that button, that notification bell, so you can stay up to date on the latest Plant Life projects. I could have used the 36-inch planter, but I chose to use the 24-inch instead to allow space for a hang-on-back filter and pothos to grow in either corner of the tank with roots growing directly in the water. The hang-on-the-back filter is rated for 30 to 60 gallons and has 2 water outlets with the intake pipe between them. I set it up so that one outlet poured into the planter and the intake pipe and other outlet went into the tank. I cut a notch in the top edge of the planter at the opposite end so that the water could flow through the entire planter and exit at the other end. The substrate for the planter is just an odd mix of lava rock, Eco-Complete, fluorite, and clay mud and gravel. So now I have a bog type filter system for water to flow through and be filtered by the plants and returned clean to the tank. The hang on the back filter is really just intended to be a water pump, but I did put some sponges and plastic scrub pads inside for beneficial bacteria housing. And eventually I put a sponge pre-filter on the intake. Something important to note is I kept the intake tube short because it couldn't get around the PVC platform. In hindsight, maybe I should have cut a hole or a notch to allow the intake pipe to go through the platform and be closer to the bottom. But when I realized this, my stand was already painted and cured, so I decided to live with it. A positive is the pre-filter is close to the top and easy to access. The downside is that I have to make sure the water level doesn't drop too far. I painted the stand black with Krylon Fusion, and the rear of the tank is blacked out, so you cannot see the stand or the planter unless you're just looking hard for it. And this setup does heavily shade the back half of the tank, but it does still allow fish to swim under the PVC stand and around the planter, giving them plenty of hiding places, especially for fry. Well, I have not regretted this setup at all. I've got happy fish, a lush riparium with enhanced filtration and easy maintenance. Well, I hope this video inspires you to make a similar type filter system for your riparium. And of course, I would love to hear your ideas as well. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. And remember, it's all about the plants.